The winner bracket final, Sky Temple, everybody. Let's go. Best of 5, and we got 30k going up against the Donuts. 30k, they were able to win the first series that they played today against Chili Mountain, who by now are out of the tournament. And the Donuts, they were very successful against the Hardos, just massacred them. Now, obviously, looking at the setups over here, the one thing that I want to point out right from the beginning is that we had a couple of things on the Donut side that were switched compared to what they showed us in not only the playoffs, but also the regular season. Now, first of all, Svamgrota is the one that is replacing Copenhagen. Copenhagen couldn't make it to the main event because he has some military service thingy, which pretty much just means he couldn't make the date. We have also Bang, which is Rutsu, so it's just a different account that he's playing here. And the same is also happening with Raisin, which is Ixia. So Ixia had apparently some problems logging in with his main account, and that's why he's now playing with the account Raisin that one of the staffers, one of the admins gave him. So that's pretty much that. Again, I'm probably going to go over that at one point during the games because there's tons of people that just skip the draft. But either way, we're heading into Sky Temple now, so we're currently in the winner bracket final, best of 5 series. The winner advances, you guessed it already, to the grand final. Exactly. And the loser will drop down into the losers bracket where they have to face off against the Hardos in another best of 5 series. Now, also important to note that obviously all of the players are at the offline event in Paris. So unfortunately, I don't really have any footage from the venue itself. Initially, we were told that there would be a stream that just shows footage, and maybe we have that for the second day of the tournament. But right now, as it stands, I can't show you that while we're sitting in those games. The only thing that we can occasionally do is jump into the French stream, who gets occasional footage, since the French stream is, of course, the priority for the French organizer. But as it stands, there's 11,000 euros on the line right now. Players have been posting the entire time about how they went to grab food together, how it's just, you know, nice to talk to people again and have a little bit of fun there. But we're heading into Sky Temple, and this is the first time in this tournament that we get to see Sky Temple. We have the bans on the supports again, as we've already seen previously. So in this case, it's Lucio, Brightwing, and Karazim that are all banned out. And a very, very early pick into Blaze. So Svamgrota locks that in with a Nubarak, and Sylvanas coming through. And Sylph is another one that we haven't seen here today. So already some interesting stuff that is happening right away here. And I'm excited for it, because this could be an awesome series. I was very, very shocked to see how strong the Donuts at least looked against the Hardos. But obviously when you see a match like that and it's only a best of 3, immediately there's like so many questions in your head. It's like, did the Hardos just make some mistakes? Were they just slow to like get into the tournament? Are the Donuts all of a sudden on a completely different power level, or what's going on here? And this series is very likely going to tell us that. Because given the circumstance of how both of the teams ended up here, you would expect a very close series, but, well, time will tell. Now, first and foremost, we got Stukov and Falstad, which means some global control. And, even more important, all of these heroes that we're currently seeing on the side of the Donuts are fantastic for boss fights. Just saying. On Sky Temple, so many times the battle comes down to a boss fight. Either because a team is so desperate that they need to force a fight before the opponent reaches level 20, or because a team that is on level 20 is trying to just simply bait out a fight there. So if you have a lot of control over the spot, and if you can really push the opponent out, you have a good chance of winning the game when it comes to these Hail Mary moves, and that's what we have to watch out for. With Stukov and especially Falstad taken, the first thing that happens is they're banning out Zeratul. So you can already see a bit of a pattern here. We have Tracer banned, we have Zeratul banned, which is some of the most mobile assassins that we have in the game that can target your backline. And even the ban against Karazim, which falls a bit into the same niche here, which in this case results in X-Ray taking Uther. So Uther gets claimed. We now have Dequaza on URL, the Space Goat is coming in. And the last 2 picks for the red team. So what are the Donuts going to go for? What are we getting for Rutsu? Again, playing the account Bang here. Okay. And Lauba, what are we going to get on this front line? Does it change it up a little bit? Nayev. And Lauba on Garrosh. Okay, so last pick as we're heading into game number 1 of the best of 5. Last match for the first day. Quite a lot of viewers, by the way, also, or big audience at the event. I mean, again, always given the circumstances. Obviously, there are certain restrictions that the organizers have to fulfill, given Corona and everything. But yeah, players have been reporting on this. I once again recommend that you check out some of the players' Twitter's account because they've been tweeting a lot of pics about this too. Ultolis comes in with Genji as the last pick of our first map, and with that, we are set. So let's head straight into Sky Temple map number 1 between the Donuts and 30k. X-Ray on Uther as we're heading into the best of 5 series, the winner bracket final. We got Ultralisk on Genji, so we could see the Divine Shield on Genji when he comes in with the Dragon Blade. Definitely a combo that has been doing well in HGC and could be played here too. Depends on whether they want the mobility for Genji with the X-Strike and the on-target pressure or not. Dino and Sylvanas, Dequaz on Urel, and Masquerade is playing in Uberak. On the right side of the map, the Donuts with Lauba on Garrosh. We have a Bang, aka Rutsu on Maiev. Svamkorota is playing Blaze. Ixia with the account Raisin is playing Stukov. And Skok is playing Falstad. Alright, time to shine, as we will find out how strong the Donuts and 30k really are. It's honestly fantastic to just be here. The entire season was a blast. We had great playoffs too. And now seeing all of them at the offline event is of course even better. But Sylvanas is one of the heroes here that could have a huge impact if she's able to help the team to put some of the structures down. Because, well, this is all about how many towers, how many forts, how many keeps you can take down without having to use the objective. It will increase the objective value that you get if you trade with an opponent, and that's what we have to keep an eye on. Blaze, Falstad, all the way at the top. The birdie is already starting to harass the goat a little bit. Sounds awkward, it's awkward, but yeah, that's just what it is. And Genji is just running around trying to focus, most likely Skok in the backline, because the bird is pretty squishy. And you can take him down easy peasy if you're able to make that connect. But it's Rutsu and his Maiev, and we talked a bit in the previous series about Rutsu and some of his trademark heroes, and we pointed Zarya out, as Zarya was played on Battlefield of Eternity against the Hardos. But Maiev is another one that you sometimes see even banned against him, because he is just absolutely disastrous. He can come in and wreck an entire team, and this is something that I'm really excited about. I want to see if the 30k boys can deal with that or not. It's a fun one. It's a pretty cool series, and I'm happy that we also now are in best of 5 territory. As pointed out previously, the grand final is a best of 7, but until then we are all gonna have best of 5s at hand here. Lauba is already moving around a bit, but he needs to be careful with all the poke damage that is coming out from Ultralisk here, but he can't make the connect. Camps are now taken from both teams, as you see the Bruiser camp for 30k already moving to the top lane. And of course Vision is heavily fought over. One team only with a global. Good for them. Gives them a little bit more control. Bed of Barbs is already out. And they're focusing on the fight at the camp here. With the objective spawning, or at least being announced in another 10 seconds. And so far, no kill. It was really impressive to see how well Lauba coordinated with the rest of the team to set kills up for them. So if they can do what they did against the Hardos to 30k, then this is going to be a bloodbath. But 30k had, they had one big mistake on the first map against Chili Mountain. Outside of that, they played a very disciplined series. And I assume that that was also just because maybe nerves are playing a bit of a role. You also have to understand, of course, that they are playing offline now. So you're playing on stage, you have an audience in front of you. And it might not be the same as the audience at BlizzCon, but again, it is a big difference if you play in the comfort of your home or if you're playing at a venue. So that might affect some players more than others, and it's definitely sometimes the reason why certain mistakes are being made, or maybe a call is not as crisp as it could be. The objective is up. We're going to see a trade, at least initially, between the middle and the top. A bit of an attempt to go for Masquerade here. And he goes down. Masquerade dies. They focus him hard, and the Donuts are able to get the kill, and it immediately triggers 30k retreating from the top temple. So now, after a lot of shots have already been taken in the middle, they can start to shift their focus topside. But Blaze overstayed. Svamkorota, yeah, he gets some assist here from Ixia with Stukov. And here comes Garrosh. They go for the flip. And they have a talent advantage. This is a great start for the red team. It's a fantastic start for them. Even if they give the rest of the shots up, this is great. They already dropped the wall, they dropped the fountain, that's as good as it gets. As long as Maiev is getting the shots fired through the top, they find themselves in a very solid position. And yes, she does, at least most of them. So there's an advantage already for the Donuts in structures, and this is what Sky Temple is all about. Of course, it helped that they had the talent lead. That helped a lot. But this is getting a little bit problematic, especially since Skok is now also attacking the bottom of the map and is about to take another tower down. And yeah, here comes Genji, but the bird should be fine. Yeah, is he though? Maybe not. Alright, alright. Dashes out a little bit, just wants to make sure that there's no chance. Spray game, not really on point. I mean, Lauba is putting the spray in, but I mean, this is as standard as it gets. It's not really what you want to go for here. But either way, we have, for now, 1 kill to 0, half a level lead, good structural damage against 30k. So I assume that the Donuts are very, very happy with how this game opened. But again, it's a small advantage. Ruto's realizing that something isn't quite right here. And Ultralisk is already waiting in the wings. And he's not the only one. We have Ixia trying to help out maybe a bit. Siege Giants have been taken on both sides. And now that Dino is moving in, there needs to be a bit of an assist. And Ixia is ready for it. So he allows Rutsu on Maiev to go a little bit deeper. Show a bit more aggression here. And just try and take this down. But yeah, Stukov is in. And guess who else is coming? It's our boy Lauba crabbing it in. And he gets X-Ray. Hello, the tether, and the kill. That has to be a kill. Yes, there it is. Nicely done. 1 kill. Top side, a little bit of damage here in the 1 versus 1 situation between Dequaza and Skok. But now the bot lane is getting attacked too. The Donuts. They want the title. They want to go to the grand final here. They already have level 10, they got their heroic abilities, and they are ruthlessly pushing the bot lane. Falset dies at the top, but honestly, who cares? They are taking the big objectives down. It's level 10 on both sides now, but that was some real serious damage on the bot lane. And as the blue team just decides that they want to counter pressure at the top, they are simply deciding, okay, it's time to go for whatever we can here. Just take that fort down if possible. But I really like the counter move also by 30k. They realized we're losing too much. We have Sylvanas top, so let's just trade. Let's just trade. It accelerates the game a little bit. There's one problem with it though. Because they are at the top side and this fort has been destroyed, it means that the temple, at least for now, goes over to the Donuts. So that's initial shots fired into the mid lane, and as you can tell, there's minions moving in too. So this fort is even taking more damage, and that is a problem. That is an issue. But the blue team is already moving but down to the bottom of the map. They're trying to at least take some of the shots over, and it could be a 50-50 split nearly. But this is the moment when the Donuts are making their move. Falset is still at the top, trying to give them an experience lead. 4 versus 5 battle, and the birdie is coming. There's the Divine Shield straight into Genji with the Dragon Blade. Is it a flip? Yep, out of Stukov's lurking arm. Maiev in trouble, but it's first and foremost Genji that falls. Maiev follows a second later. And the fight is not over yet. They come in again. And they try for Stukov, but they just can't take him down, or can they? There's the kill against Sylvanas. Dequaza wants it. Gets thrown away. And what a save. Great play by Lauba. Stukov is alive thanks to that move. And now we still are looking at that lead in XP. And of course, they are now able to take the fort down in the mid lane. Very, very nicely done. Solid plays all around. We had some great moves from 30k too, but this is the Donuts with a very good lead here. In structures, the most important thing when you're playing on Sky Temple. Of course, they still suffered the loss of the fort up at the top, but outside of that, they are looking very good here. And the question still is, what exactly are X-Ray and his boys now doing? How are they countering this? The experience lead is not really that crazy. It's half a level that 30k is missing. So that is definitely manageable. But are they going for the boss now? I don't think so. Level 13, the advantage isn't big enough for that. We're trying to set something up here with Stukov, but that didn't quite work. It's an interesting first game on the other hand. And Falset is becoming a bit of a problem. I mean, he's moving away now. And goes for the camp together with Maiev, but the birdie, if you're ahead and you can then also play the macro game through a global, whew, that is rather nasty. 13 on both sides now. Lauba dodges out on the Impale. Yeah, there's Sylvanas again. Told you earlier, she's gonna be one of the big ones here. Oh, the taunt! Nice! Oh my god! That was crucial. If not for the Hand of Protection, that could have been a kill. That would have been a kill. But instead, it's Maiev that goes down. Stukov gets cocooned and isolated. They hope for a second kill, of course. But the bunker is there. And he's also flipping them away. But this is a lot of pressure from 30k at the bottom of the map. And the fort gets destroyed. Now, Falstad has the entire time just held out at the top lane, said, alright, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to go for counter pressure. We're going to take the fort, we're going to trade. We're going to trade structures. But the blue team, they are not happy with only taking the bottom. They still have Sylvanas, and they're saying, guys, we can push this further. So they're moving into the middle, but the defense is ready. Falstad is even flying in. There's still a camp up at the top. And we see some pretty good moves now from both teams. And only one fort still standing, the one in the middle for the red team. With the next temple activating in just a few seconds. Double temple. One at the mid lane, the other one down at the bottom. Trying to get some shots here. Uh-oh, goodbye Lauber. Can they save him? Nice! Nice, the stun! And Lauber, the heals are there, and they save his ass. No way! What a turn! What a turn! The spray game is on point too. They are able to get the kill against the Nubarak. That was solid and a little bit unexpected. I mean, check this one out. So first they're going for Lauber, and then he turns it as the rest of the team comes in. They lock a Nubarak down, and they kill him. And that's kill number 5 for them. They chase everybody else away. Uth has to be careful that he doesn't fall too. Now there's a level 16 talent advantage for the Donuts, just as 30k is sitting at level 15. That's an entire level lead. Shots are being fired all over the place here. And of course at the bottom of the map, Urel eventually will have to move away. There's just no other outcome. Even more pressure here in the middle. And yep, here comes Blaze. So structures are under more pressure on the blue team side, especially Keeps are soon gonna suffer. And yeah, Urel and Genji, they have the mobility to move out here. That's the reason why we still see them in that spot. But eventually, as mentioned, they move away, and it's going to be more shots fired against the team in blue. Now this time it's only going to be the wall, but you can already see where this is headed. At least the middle here was taken out, but there's always an advantage in structural damage for the Donuts. Has been consistently throughout the game, especially if you look into the middle of the map where the wall has been destroyed, the keep already taken damage. It's going to be 16 versus 16, and teams are already starting to look at the boss very consistently. And this brings me back to what I talked about at the beginning of the draft, where I said there's a lot of good tools for the Donuts to control the boss pit. Now, of course, there's also Divine Shield, there's a Cocoon, and a lot of other things like Epicenter that we have on level 16 for Nubarak. It's not like 30k has nothing. Urel can control a point extremely well too. And we have the Wailing Arrow for Sylvanas. But there is a lot going on here that could decide the battle over the boss in the favor of the Donuts as well. And more often than not, it comes down to exactly that boss battle. And it's something that I'm already anticipating. Things eventually, the Donuts will get closer and closer to level 20, and then 30k has to make a decision. Do they want to fight on the boss with level 20 on the other side or not? Because that fight is going to come one way or another. This kill, if it comes to pass, would be fantastic. Bunker? Nope, he doesn't get it. Got interrupted. Nicely done. Great kill for the blue team. This is exactly the action that we want to see here. This is what they needed. They made it happen. And now they are trying to follow up with a kill against Ixia, and he goes down. Stukov doesn't stand a chance as Falstad is still trying to control the macro. Every time one of these ganks happens, Falstad is just sitting at the top and is saying, guys, I'm gonna push. But of course, the present that 30k is now gifting themselves is the boss. And this will change the flow of the game a little bit. 5 kills to 5. It's a really solid one. 20,000 damage for Maiev. Look at the top damage for the blue team though. Dainu with Sylvanas is sitting at 33,000 right now. Whew, pretty sexy. That's a good amount of damage here. Temple's activating in 2 just as the boss is moving through, which means you have a double temple available, and that shifts the game's focus very quickly. To an extent where the red team doesn't even let it happen. They just say, okay, we have to attack one of them. We have to go for one of them at least. Let's go down to the bot lane. We already did some damage at the wall here. This is going to help us to attack the keep even further. The rest is defending the bottom of the map, but the boss has of course made sure that at least some of the structures go down here. And with the Real all the way at the top, there's more damage being done there too, which results in the fountain being taken out. It's a game. We have a game on our hands, everyone. So this is a great opening for the best of 5 series. Yeah, Rutsu on my F is already getting pinged right here. Top side is still pushing. Bottom of the map, the shots are still fired. And there is an advantage. I mean, damn, both of these keeps very, very low. Then again, this one isn't looking too good either, and they need to stop that train that's coming through the top lane. So 30k is not gonna take this down just yet. And I mean, we're still giving an advantage in structures to the Donuts, but definitely it's a closer game now. You look at the level 20, for example, and the difference is maybe a third of a level. So it's not really that bad anymore, and can definitely be bridged, especially since there's no boss to fight for either, so yeah. The kill against Blaze, honestly, was amazing for them. For 30k. It was fantastic. That gave them so much control potential back. And, well, here we have it. We got the Bio Explosion switch, we got the Wind Tunnel. There's also the Titanic Might. And by now, the Bulwark of Light, even better for any boss fight. When everybody is stacked up and you drop that one, whew, you got some pretty nice action going for yourself. Rewind is in, Bowl of the Storm. And everybody is just going for the standoff here in an attempt to be the first team to engage and just come in with a quick snipe on someone, get the kill, capitalize on it, and then set it up. Ural, obviously, the Quasar, he's been dying to just get someone else killed, to just find someone that is a little bit too far out that he can completely go for. And look at Ultralisk, he's already poking this down. They want the keep. Every single keep you take is going to give you incredible game pressure and lane pressure simply through the fact alone that you get consistent catapults going. So that's what they're currently doing here. Yeah, still a bit of a setup. There's a single temple coming up next. One temple topside, which means if 30k gets it, first keep is going to fall. So for the Donuts, the top temple honestly doesn't really do a whole lot. It will obviously help to get some damage in, but it's not going to drop a keep. But if the blue team takes it, then it's a very, very different story. And the blue team already has this set up at the bottom of the map, which is kind of ironic if you think about the global in the game. It's on the side of the Donuts. But yeah, it forces Falstad back. Still going to be at least some damage. The birdie is going to take care of that. Temple is by now up. And now that the bird shows at the bottom of the map, we are very likely going to see a move by the blue team. And exactly that's what's happening. They see the bird on the minimap, and they immediately say like, alright guys, this is the moment. Let's at least soak a few of the shots. Once that Falstad moves back and doesn't defend anymore, then we can see where we're going from there. So yeah, he lets that slide. That's a little bit of experience go. And here comes the fight. Wailing Arrow, beautiful. And, oh, the heal. Stukov, you monster. Ixia with the big heals. You are kidding, right? He dies eventually, but he kept them alive for so long, and now they still have a fighting chance. Lauba in the bunker, Maiev down. It seems like 30k is cleaning house after all. Stukov delayed it for an eternity. But as the dust settles, they're still losing those heroes. But look how low everybody is here. Look how low. It's crazy. What a fight. I mean, insane. Honestly, insane. When Stukov fell, there was a problem. Genji now dies too, though. As I said, a lot of these guys didn't have any hit points left. Lauba is still fighting it out here, together with Svangrotta, but it doesn't look good for them. The keep has already been lost. Of course, they're trying to buy a little bit of time, but Svangrotta, if he dies, that's a staggered death, and that's something that you just can't afford. And it is happening. So, there it is. That's another quick kill, and of course now they can go for the temple. The next problem is that the boss is up too, so there's a lot more problems incoming here. Boss is up, shots are now being fired into the mid lane. And the game is not necessarily over, but it's now in the hands of 30k. They were behind, and now they are starting to take a very sizable advantage. This could technically take the keep down. Yeah, this is actually going to take the keep down. The shots are being fired here, and that's the end of the keep. So that would be the second keep that falls if the Quasar can channel it through. And it seems to me like he might just be able to pull that one off. And yep, the keep is gone. Is he trapped? There's the fight. They're already creating space so they can take the space code out. but yes, there's the move. Cocoon is out, and the goat gets away, but the fight isn't over. The bird, no, the bird dies. Maiev is again on the run, and 30k ruthlessly, mercilessly take down not only the bird, but also the rest of the team. Yeah, Maiev goes down, so does Stukov and Garrosh, and now, of course, the entire map is wide open. The only one that survived the slaughter is Svamgrota, and that was very solid. The Donuts, with a good start into the game, they took the initial lead, but it is 30k that not only equalize the situation in the game, but then pull ahead. There's the Bulwark. Divine shields everywhere. Terrifying as hell. It all started with a kill against Blaze that gave them a ticket back into the game with a really nice gank, and now we are seeing the 1-0 lead in the best of 5 series here at the winner bracket final for the blue team. 30k with 1-0 advantage in the best of 5. GG. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Well, game number 2. First one was a doozy. I liked it. Good back and forth. Initially, it was the red team that was calling the shots, and then shortly after, it was a Team 30k that changed things around and eventually succeeded in locking in the victory on the first map. Now we're heading into Cursed Hollow. Quite the fan of that as well. I mean, again, one of my favorite maps, hasn't changed. So with that said and done, the first pick goes over to the Donuts. And it's obviously a bit of a different map in the sense that you can now also run more on the global side. I mean, hell, we've even seen the Hardos try for Viking composition over here. But if you talk about Falstad, he's still fantastic here. I mean, most of the usual suspects are still great here, but you can play a bit more around globals if you want to. That includes Brightwing, that includes Falstad, that includes Dehaka, and just a few others. But yeah, Lucio gets banned. That's where we're starting with. And it seems like teams are finally also getting rid of Maiev a bit more consistently. We had the previous series, the previous best of 5, where we had, I mean, how many Maiev players? 3, 4? But after she now got also picked on the last map and successfully made that job very hard, we now have her just like banned out. People are just like, yeah, whatever. Who I still need to see is the Slug, honestly. I still want to see the little Slugger make it back, and this is a good map for him too. Brightwing is already out. And, well, let's see. With Junkrat eliminated, they cannot go for the first pick. And it is Blaze! Alright, Blaze is in again. Yeah, they already picked him first the last time, and damn, they are instantly going into a Leyline into Apocalypse combo. Woo! Leyline into Apoc! Instantly going for the setup here. And now they need to try and interrupt that setup somehow. And of course, so I mean, Stukov would be really nice to try and make that happen. Stuns, also good. You need to deny it somehow. And with Blaze already here, okay, they go for Malfurion instead. Ixa picks him. There's Falstad. We expect the globals. We got globals. Would have been a shocker if Falstad doesn't make an appearance here, but it did on the last one. But now, if you have Leyline into Apocalypse, you obviously need to have a little bit of a follow-up too. I mean, first of all, we have to head into the bans. And we're still talking about Laub at the front line. We're talking about Rutsu. Yeah, but even with Rutsu, I don't really know what he's gonna go for here. First of all, they're gonna get rid of Anubarak. I gotta say that, especially in Battlefield of Eternity, one of the things that always amazed me with the Donuts in the regular season was their insane coordination around Anubarak, Malfurion, or Anubarak and Stukov setups to get kills. I mean, they were so unbelievably aggressive and always found the angle to get a kill. It was brilliant, especially in the first couple of playdays. And it has fallen off slightly, but you can see with the Anubarak ban that a lot of teams still remember that and definitely know how consistent and how just how just strong these guys are when it comes to coordinating their abilities. Now with the Dehaka being banned, this is really seriously starting to limit the global options that exist in the game. So Falstad has been picked, Brightwing has been banned out, Dehaka they get rid of, which means that Falstad can again try and provide that side lane soak. We got Greymane for Dino, so not only can he try and go for the chicken and rip the bird apart, but also very, very good when you're talking about blowing either one target up quickly, or even more importantly, when you're talking about the boss. Boss camps in general, Greymane is really, really good on that. Stukov, Diablo, Medivh. It's a nasty setup. And Medivh can of course also contribute to help Greymane not only close the gap, but more importantly keep him alive. So that's important. And there is Muradin and Cassia. The Candy King is back in the house. It's not a bad lineup that they're running. But I'm still a bit worried because the first game was just very well played by 30k. And their composition now, it's a little bit one of these things, you know, when you just see it on paper, it's already so terrifying that you're looking at it and it's like, oh my god. But yeah, right now, what do we get? Dequaza, the last pick for the team, the Vikings. They actually do it. I was thinking about it a bit. And keep in mind, the last time that someone picked the Vikings against the Donuts, it was on this very map. And the Donuts, they crushed them. They absolutely annihilated them. And 30k watched that and they said, like, you know what? We don't care. We are just better than the Hardos at this. So let's go. Dequaza on the Vikings. Ladies, we're heading into Cursed Hollow. Let's get things started. The Vikings, once again in action, this time for the blue team. We have X-Ray on Stukov, Masquerade is playing Diablo for 30k, Dino and Greymane, Dequaza on the Vikings, and Ultralisk is playing Medivh in game number 2 of the best of 5 series here at the winner bracket final. On the right side of the map, Ixia with the account Raisin is playing Malfurion. Svamgrota, the stand-in for Copenhagen, who couldn't make it to the event, is playing Blaze. We got Skok on Falstad. We got Rutsu playing on the account Bang with Cassia, and Lauber on Murden. Yeah, the stage is set. The last time that the Donuts faced off against Vikings was in their series against the Hardos, and they absolutely brilliantly defended against any kind of aggression, took control of the game very, very early on, and were never really in trouble. The beauty of having 30k now running Greymane is of course more than only using him against the boss and to blow up a single target. If you're playing with the Vikings, the whole idea is that you want to have a 4-man that is very powerful and can push structures down and just push lanes. And that's exactly where Greymane excels. You have him in a position where once he gets into Worgen form and starts to chunk down these towers, he is just annihilating them. So they are rotating already a bit, and I'm very curious to see how successful this setup is. I love Vikings combos just in general, but now can they really capitalize on it properly? We have Falstad as the global in the middle, Blaze is at the top, which means that 3 heroes are currently defending the bot lane for the Donuts. Medivh is already working on... We're gonna keep an eye on Medivh's stacks too. He's already working on this a bit, but only got 1. With a level 1 talent for the Vikings, we got Olaf the Stout. And topsides, they are capitalizing on the fact that Eric doesn't really have the best wave clear, does he now? So yeah, a little squirrel over here is just running... This is a skunk, not a squirrel. Is running around, and a Balog dies in the meantime in the bot lane. Whereas Olaf is trying to hold on to the experience in the middle. The rest of the blue team has decided to go for camps, at least for now. The first objective spawning at the bottom of the map, which is going to have an impact on which kind of camp you want to go for first. And in this case, they're keeping their Siege Giant camp for as long as possible, since it's going to travel through the top lane. So that's going to be important. But yeah, Muradin, he gets chunked. He gets chunked, and he's not out of this yet. Diablo and Lauber is dead. Lauber is dead, down instantly in this game, and now Greymane falls to Skork insanely low. Masquerade comes in and they take him. 2 kills against 1. Muradin is dead, and so is Falstad. Real nice play. Masquerade was dancing around this the entire time. And Masquerade is a terrifying tank to begin with, but Diablo is one of his best characters for sure. So he is fantastic with this. And now we have the wall getting attacked heavily, not only because the heroes are in position, but also the camp is there. Top lane control. Greymane is going for the Siege Giants, and everybody here in the middle is just moving away with the help of the portal. Very nice opening. Falstad at the bottom. Dequaza. Okay, he realized what was happening and moves it away. Greymane, in the meantime, is going for the Siege Giant camp, so this is going to put a bit of a timer onto the red team, because they can't sit here the entire time. They have to eventually deal with the Siege Giants, which is why Blaze doesn't even move into the fight, but decides right away to stay top lane. That's some serious extra damage, so they're poking the wall down slowly. Talking about Lauber, oh, yeah, if Diablo gets a hold of him, he might be in some serious trouble here. So, as it stands, there's still a fight at the bottom of the map. And Diablo eats another Stormbolt. And yep, there we go. Another quick push out. Off we go with a move straight onto Cassia. And the portal, Rutsu, he's trying to dance around it, but he's fully isolated, and yeah, he can't escape anywhere. So they get the kill against him, and now Muradin might be in trouble too. If they have another cooldown, Stormbolt connects. I was just about to say, if they have another cooldown ready and can maybe just trap him between portals, that would be great. But he's able to move out. Cassia, though, she was eliminated, 3 kills to 1. That's the first tribute in the hands of the team. But this is a problem. This is a very nice reaction of the Donuts. They moved to the top side with Falstad and Blaze and just decided to go and push structures. So now, as weird as it sounds, despite the fact that 30k did fairly well in kills and everything else, they are now behind on structures. They opened the wall up, which is great, I suppose, but it's definitely not making up for them losing a fort already this early in the game. Yeah, so this is a bit crazy. It was a really nice move. And Falstad opens the map up, of course, which is very, very good for him. A little bit more wiggle room in the late game too. Ultralisk already sitting tight. Lauba. You want to go for the next objective. And Falstad is opening this up top side even more. Pushing this out. The Vikings have to deal with this somehow. Yeah, it's a fun one. This is the second time that we're seeing the Vikings on Cursed Hollow. And it seems like the Donuts are pretty good dealing with them. I love that steal though. They invade heavily and they say, you know what, if you don't want the Siege Giant camp, we're gonna take it. Yeah, and they claim it. The birdie sees everything, but now they're also trapped. So can they move out? It doesn't seem like it. Well, they get away. Oh boy. They get away. The Siege Giants are still pushing this a little bit. And it seems... Ultralisk, no, 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 no! 23 stacks are gone. Dumm gelaufen. Walks into the wrong corner and then he's dead. And that is a tribute taken. It would have been worth it, I think, if they just survive with everybody. But instead, Medivh goes down. The stacks are gone. And yeah, that was a nice reaction again by the Donuts. It's an awesome back and forth. I really like it. So now we got level 10 abilities. And that gives us a Layla and the Apocalypse. Ooh, who would have thought? Shocking, I know. You didn't expect it at all. It's like, no, what? Layla and Apocalypse? No. So yeah, the main combo, of course, of the team, given the setup that they're playing here. Yeah, Swamgrota takes the last Siege Giant out. Falstad is at the top. Boss is getting attacked, and they're not realizing it yet. They're too late. I don't think they realized what was happening, so now they go for their own boss, but that might be a bit too late, because the boss at the bottom is already taken. Now, this one... do they try and rush over? I don't really think so. Instead, they're trying to go for additional camps, so let this one slide, but it also means they have to defend the top keep. But this is kind of nice. With the Vikings pushing, that's not too bad. So they take another camp here. It's tribute against the tribute right now. Another camp is taken. They should probably time this. I don't think they should take it right now. They should wait until the boss is moving in a little bit deeper so that they can use the Siege Giants to defend. This is the best thing that they can do. I don't think that taking it at this point was necessarily the best idea, because you are likely looking at a spot where they are just walking past the boss. Lauba in trouble with the silence, gets the avatar through, and there it is. Ah, well, it might actually just work out for them. But the fight is coming in. They're going for Lauba again. That's not the only one that gets attacked. Diablo is also a little bit out there, and Masquerade has currently nobody that is assisting him even in the slightest, so that's a problem. The Stormbolt connects again. There's another one. Greymane is out, and Masquerade, Jesus! That guy is murdering, but they are still dying. Masquerade nearly got a kill against Lauba, but everybody else is falling. That's the third one that dies, and that is just an utter disaster. Now the boss at the bot lane is also pushing, and it's starting to take aim at the keep with the help of the Vikings, who are also pushing the middle of the map, I might add. But the top lane gets also broken. So there's just structures falling all over the place. The Vikings are doing so much work here, as Dequaza is trying to channel the tribute, but the keep at the top is now down. Balok has been eliminated. Falstad flew down to the bottom of the map to deal with it. So there is still a lead for the red team, and they also have an extra talent over their opponent since they locked in level 13. But look at this fight again. Check this one out. I mean, first, look at Masquerade. He gets out, but everybody dies in the process, and he nearly got a kill against Lauba as he starts to jump, to push him into another wall. So with 3 falling, one of them Medivh, who lost his stacks again, it's more than problematic. 5 kills to 3, it's not that big of a gap, but still. 9 camp taken, and it's a structural position more so than anything that is a little bit worrisome, because losing a keep this early in the game, problematic. We're 8.5 minutes in, by the way. 8.5 minutes. Just saying. So this is real early. Leyline into APOC, but that didn't do jack shit. That didn't do anything. I mean, congratulations, he connected it, but there was not enough damage. And Diablo, he's like, what are these portals? Yeah, those are not the portals that you're looking for. All of a sudden, they're on the run again. The Donuts, they're getting the momentum here, and they are starting to control the game once more. Ultralisk is memeing Diablo for some reason. I'm not quite sure what happened between the two of them, but that was just not cool. Now, Vikings can always bring you back, but they are losing out on more and more, and there's the curse. There's the curse now. Stukov, so much CC. He's eating stun after stun, and this is just pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure from the Donuts as they come in, take the fort in the middle of the map, and push for more, of course. At the bottom, they already have Siege Giant set up. Skork is there. Should just pressure the Vikings. That's pretty much all that he has to do. The rest of the team is already focusing straight in the middle. Down goes Olaf. Oh, this hurts. This hurts a lot. Stukov still not there. And look at them pressuring it past the keep. Trying to take this one down too. It's 30k is in deep trouble. Yeah, they are in a world of pain now, especially since level 16 just connected with the Donuts. That's a talent advantage on top of everything else that they are already running here. Yeah, this isn't fun. Not for them at least, that is. And here we go. Push for the bot lane. 2 keeps are already down. They want to at least open the wall up. With 60 talents in their hands, how is 30k going to bring this back? They have to make some kind of double boss play after winning a team fight, I suppose. The Vikings are desperately trying to stem the tides on the top and the mid lane. Right now, that's still possible. Once that we are 15-20 minutes into the game, it's going to be a lot more tricky. But 10 minutes in and we already have 2 keeps done? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, really? This is looking more and more like the Donuts are going to equalize the series right here before we're heading into game number 3. Masquerade, he had such a fantastic opening, and now he's just getting bullied again. Medivh is down, loses the stacks once more. They're farming Diablo, and the Donuts are just crapping all over 30k. Like, this game, like, don't play Vikings against the Donuts. Don't do it, just don't do it. At this point, it's honestly, it's just a red flag. It's like they're the Viking, they're taking everybody down that dares to pick the Vikings against them. It's kind of nuts. Level 16 is in, and of course now they can go for the core here slowly but steadily. They want to take Raymain down too as he's attacking Falstad. No chance for him either. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first victory in this best of 5 for the Donuts. They are tying the series. 30k against the Donuts. It's a 1-1 as Cursed Hollow gets decided in favor of the red team. Very, very nicely played. And yeah, that was fantastic. Great performance here by the Donuts. Alright, here we are, game number 3. The series is tied. Our best of 5 continues, and we are looking at Battlefield of Eternity. The Donuts against 30k. And yeah, don't play Vikings against the Donuts. The Hardos tried it, they failed. 30k tried it, they didn't do much better. Seems like the ban patterns are holding on for now. With Battlefield of Eternity being the map, the first thing that happens is a ban on Blaze, though. So it's first pick, first ban this time for 30k. Zarya gets banned too. I wonder why. Could that be because the last time they insta-locked Zarya plus Garrosh and then continued to crush the opponent? Or what could it be? And yeah, very, very likely, I'd assume. But okay, so what else are you going to ban now against the blue team? We have 30k in a spot where they might just be able to pull ahead again if they can continue the performance from game number 1. I don't really think that they need to have like an X-Factor pick like the Vikings. They seemed very, very solid in just like the normal playstyle that they showcased in the first game. But again, we'll see. Battlefield of Eternity is obviously a little bit more on the team fight side. You have all those battles in the middle over the Immortal that are normally deciding what's happening here. And there's the Imperious first pick. Okay. Imperious as the first pick now that Blaze is banned out, so they still want to have some stun on the side lane. And what are we going to see in terms of damage dealers? That's always for me the most interesting thing when we're talking about Battlefield of Eternity. Over the last couple of months, we've gone through so many iterations. You always have Hanzo, you got Sylvanas out there, we've seen Malthael, Sonya's, with range you're looking at Vala, of course, Jimmy is in, even Tiger has been played a couple of times. There's so many things around all of this that it's always fun to see what kind of flavor of the day we're having right now, or flavor of the week. First we have stuns into silence again with Stukov lurking arm being set up by Muradin. Lauber likes the dwarf today, doesn't he? Like, not only today, but a couple of times now already. So, yeah, going all in on the dwarf once more. Which is actually kind of cool. Muradin was always fun. Good old Muradin and Tyrande compositions back in the day. Tyrael, maybe Judgment. Again, we've seen quite a bit of that. Dino and Tracer. That in and of itself is already a treat. So Tracer being played here, that in and of itself is already great. We've seen that once, and yeah, I don't mind seeing it again. So Dino is going for the mobility once more. And there's the ban on Malfurion. Malfurion is still the best support that you can play with Tracer, simply because the overheal that you get and the heal over time is really, really good to allow Tracer to just go a bit deeper and do some work. And therefore the ban on Malfurion, not a surprise. I think still can go for Brightwing, for example. There's plenty of supports that you can play with this right now. But what do you ban? What do you get rid of? Is it a Maiev that you're worried about on the side of Rutsu? You already target his Zarya. Are you gonna go farther down the rabbit hole and try to ban him out even further? Or a different approach? Sylvanas it is. Yeah, Sylvanas can also be a bit nasty. I don't think that we're gonna see... Ooh, Vala, there she is. Alright, Vala gets played. That's the second time now that we have Vala in this tournament. Was played once. I think it was Inferno Shrines, right, where she was picked. Not 100% certain. So, yeah. And we get Uther. So, we have Stukov and Uther. The double support now together with Vala. Fair enough. I like it. And on the blue team side, what are we getting here? Ultralisk. Li Ming! Ana and Li Ming. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nano boosted Li Ming. And that's great for any standoff around the Immortal, and then you have Tracer to dive in and try and dissect the opponent's defense. Svamgrota as the last pick, so what's going to be his weapon of choice in game number 3? Which team is going to take the lead here? Right, let's go. Sonya! Okay, Divine Shield on Sonya potentially, could even see the stun. Yeah, we're good to go. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 3. The series is tied right now after the Donuts won on Cursed Hollow. So let's go into the third game into Battlefield of Eternity and find out who pulls ahead here. Game number 3 in the best of 5. And let's go. Ultralisk for the blue team. Only Ming, Dino and Tracer. We got X-Ray playing Ana. Masquerade with Tyrael. And Dequaza is playing Imperius. On the right side of the map, on the other hand, after winning Cursed Hollow and drawing even with 30k, we have the Donuts playing this game with Raisin, aka Ixia, on Stukov, Skok on Uther, Bang, aka Rutsu, is playing Vala, Svamgrota on Sonya, and Muradin played once more by Lauber. Okay, let's get this party started. First of all, look at the level 1 talents. We have an arrow build for Vala, and we got Third Wind. Now, why do we point out the arrow build? Because after all, this is Battlefield of Eternity. The main reason is pretty much that when we didn't really see that many Vala games lately, but we had quite a few, especially in the Korean tournament, where Vala, after the patch, was picked on this map and they went for the multi-shot build after all. But now here we have the setup with the arrow build, which at least on the European side, we've seen, of course, a lot whenever she gets picked here, to try and burn down the Immortal even a little bit faster. Puncturing arrow is already in. And that one has been changed too. I mean, there's a lot of shifting around that happened with Vala in general, but even this build has been highly affected by it, and ooh, that's a kill. Or not? Nah, that's a kill. Yeah, you can run, you can't hide. Down goes Li Ming, and well, that's not only first blood for the Donuts, but also an opportunity to take the camp. Masquerade with a tactical pause, the 3-2-3 moment over here. Alright, seems like they're having maybe a bit more trouble. As we already discussed in some of the previous games, some of the players had issues. As we had, well, it was mostly like voice issues and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure what exactly caused that little break, but didn't impact anything, of course. There were no fights or anything like that. So yeah, for now, we got the first stack for Vala. We also have at the bottom of the map the camp taken. Now the blue team is responding by sending 2 heroes topside and claiming at least 1. Sonya has sniffed that out, but she can't do anything about it because she's outnumbered. At least I don't think she will. There's nobody rotating up to help her. So it's a camp for a camp. And the kill that we seen earlier is the only advantage. But it seems like they're really trying to get Ana, aren't they? Lauber is sitting at the top. Ixia is sitting down here at the bottom, and they were like, yeah, you just poke your head out once and we are gonna rip you a new one. That's what they're gonna try. Top side. We got currently a Dequaza and a Masquerade sitting. Trying to put that wall down already a bit sooner. Okay. But yeah, a little bit of aggression would be kind of nice. Vamgrota, Skog still sitting tight here. There's a lot of pressure plays happening all over the place right now. At the bottom of the map, as you can see, they're already attempting to try the wall, take the wall down faster. It's just a race at the end of the day. With the level 4 talents, we got the repeating arrow now in. So that's kind of neat, of course, too, because you already get value against the Immortal, still in the early stage here. Muradin full on with the Thunderburn after initially he went for the 3rd wind here. And, of course, Triumvirate for Liming. With the camps now taken as the objective gets announced, it's time to really sharpen up a little bit and get ready for Immortal number 1 and get the party started here. This is going to be the action is really kicking in. And I'm definitely up for it, because we had some seriously good games between these two teams. I just want to see more. Alright, the taunts are out. Spray game is on point. That's much better. Okay, that's more like it. Lauber earlier with just a standard spray. Now, you gotta say, this is a 6.5 out of 10 at the most. But now we're going straight up Alarak on this one, and I like it. Good stuff. So yeah, nicely done. This is more like it. Here comes the setup. Top side, they're trying to go for the play again, and they get Li Ming once more. Nice! Second time that Ultralist dies here. And they are starting to be in a bit of trouble. At least the first objective is not longer looking good for them. They're definitely going to lose this one, I suppose. And Muradin can actually not slow this down as much as I thought. So even with Li Ming gone, it is an advantage. It is a lead for the Donuts, no denying it. But it's not nearly as big as I thought it would be after Li Ming died. A staggered death now would be kind of crazy, though. Masquerade needs to be really careful. Li Ming is also moving in. The spin to win for Swamkarota. Muradin going deep. Ana down. Granny down. And the follow-up attempt on Dequaza's Imperious. They're trying to go for the objective. Vala is already at it. Rutsu is locking this one in as the rest is still chasing. Dino is able to make it out. The rest is defending. But the outcome is inevitable at this point. It will be a first objective for the Donuts. Low shield though. Very low shield. Nothing too crazy that we're talking about here. 10% maybe. A little bit more. And it's going to move straight to the top lane. An early level 7 is going to help them to push with it. But eventually, of course, the damage output is going to be picking up as all of this continues. For now, we have the advantage in talents. They're going to go through the top. Bot lane, still the 1 versus 1. Uther with the Hand of Protection already. And here comes the play. Vala coming in with the Monster Hunter. And that, of course, is going to be the big one now. So for the next objective, this is going to increase the damage output even further. By quite a bit with the setup that she's running here. But they take the wall. That's all that they can really hope for here, given the low shield on the Immortal. But that's 3 kills to 0. That's a leading experience. Nothing too insane. But still, it puts the pressure onto 30k. But they've been showing over and over again that they're okay dealing with that. We've seen it particularly in game number 1 on Sky Temple, where they had absolutely no problems. And they're already going for the camp here. Once they have their own level 7, there's no real issue with this. As you can tell, 11,000 for Vala. They're already... Oh, no. Poor Imperious. Someone just got slammed around a bit. Yeah, Imperious dead. It's 4 kills to 0 now. 4 kills to 0, you gotta be a little bit careful on this one. This could... I mean, you know, it's always dangerous when you're losing too many heroes. The problem isn't really the early game. Again, I've been talking about this a lot. If you continue losing heroes like this as the game continues, the death timers increase, and that's really when the shit hits the fan, simply because your opponent will get more map control for every single kill they get as the death timers increase. Right now, it's not that big of a deal just yet. It's obviously experience that you give over to your opponent that you would rather not... that you rather would like to deny to them. But let's see what they can do now. Because the big problem is, especially around the second objective, if your opponent has a huge lead in experience, they're likely to lock in a level 10, while you are trailing behind significantly, and if that happens, you're giving up the second objective too. So, that's a huge risk in this. Well, that's 12 stacks already. Alright, tech is in. They're trying to go for the Quasar. Poke, poke, poke. And Vala is getting additional stacks in. Good dodge on the Stormbolt. On the other hand, the Quasar with his Imperius able to ensure that he doesn't get connected. But level 10, I mean, look at the gap all of a sudden in experience. They have a big gap, and this is exactly what I just talked about. If they can get level 10, and it's taking 30k too long to really close this, then it's a total disaster, because it's a freebie on at least the halftime show, and maybe the entire Immortal. There's level 10, so now it's also a completion on the baseline with a Stormbolt. Again, automatically kicks in, so there we have that. And now, of course, you're going to lose the halftime show 100%, and likely more than that, depending on how long it lasts. We have Strafe in, and they can completely run the show here with this. It's 14 stacks already. Oh, not like this. No! Tracer down. It gets worse and worse for 30k. Yeah, right now it gets just worse and worse by the minute. Now they have level 10, but they have a 5 versus 4. So what are you going to do with that? A nice move at least with the sleep dart, but the objective is being won. Sanctification is in. Can they get a kill in a 4 versus 5? Really? Imperius with the delivery system. Lauber jumping out, at least try and do it. He's gonna die. He's down. The objective gets taken. Vala is moving away, locks in some additional stacks, but they kill her too. That's 2 kills. Muritin and Vala are both dead, and the Immortal isn't on the map yet. Okay. Just like that, they win a fight they shouldn't have been able to win thanks to a great Sanctification, and that helps them with the defense now. Alright, that's one way to deal with this. But the reaction of the red team is exactly what it should be. They move topside and try to find the value here. But yeah, the defense is there. Immortal is still going to do some damage. But this could have been so much worse. This could have been such an absolute disaster if they are not able to get any kills, especially after Tracer died. So that's solid damage at the bottom, but it's not going to be enough. I love how they're attacking their Quasar though, and they're just saying, dude, it's not happening. So their Quasar is going to get... What? He's getting out of this? Damn! The Quasar gets out of it. Strafe is being used, and that's the end of Vala. Nice! Dino with the connect. I have to admit that it is impressive how 30k is just always keeping their wits together in these situations and is then able to turn it. They have taken a lead in experience now, and all of a sudden things are looking much better for them. That's map control. They have map control for the time being, and they're using it to take the camp up at the top. So big problems here for the Donuts. And it reminds me a bit of Sky Temple. It really does. The early game kills for the Donuts, same on Sky Temple, and then the turnarounds with nice kills by 30k that just don't get nervous, don't make any huge mistakes, and are able to play this properly. So good on them. The damage output, as we're taking a closer look at the stats, we're looking at 26,000 for Vala. She's top damage easily, with 21,000 for Imperius. And level 13 talents, of course, for both, soon kicking in. They're going to try and take these fountains down, and it's likely going to be a trade. Trade in forts. The difference between those two forts traded is that this one was already incredibly low, this one was 100%. So if anything, it was advantageous for 30k. They're drawing even more so. Up to this point, the Donuts still had the lead in structures. And I guess you can argue they still do, considering that the fort at the bottom is rather low as well. But still, that was good for them. So 3 kills to 5. And we're looking at 13 on both sides. So yeah, good stuff. 20 stacks for Vala, heading into Gloom. And this is Immortal number 3, and this is where the party really begins, I suppose. Growing Infestation is in. Law and Order. Virulent Reaction is in. And now it comes down to what Vala can do here. Couple more stacks maybe. Working on that already. Rutsu needs to be real careful. And Sonya sitting at the side. Both of the teams are, of course... I think they have to deal with these camps, right? You can't just simply leave those Shaman camps alone, or you are going to be punished pretty heavily for that. As we can see here. Quasar sits at the top. Down here, they're already making their play. Okay, Swarmgrotta gets attacked a bit by Dino, but they're trying to make the play here. Another Stormbolt connect attempt. Zuko follows up, and now they're trying to burn it down. And Vala can, of course, really chip in. And the blue team is starting to defend. They're looking for the fight, bringing this back. But the halftime show has already been decided in favor of the Donuts. They're going for the crispy plays here. Okay, make it crispy, make it crunchy. Donuts on the way straight up into the battle again. Trying to defend now against Dine, who is needling it down. And Vala is looking for the connect, gets one, flips over, gets second arrow as she's moving in once more. Sanctification, nicely done. The Divine Shield, on the other hand, on Stukov, the double support, keeping everybody alive thus far. Svamkurota moves out, Strafe being used and zoning them out as best they can. Muradin also moving away, but he gets stunned. Dequaza blown up by Vala. Rutsu doesn't give him a chance there. And that engage, I mean, initially it put Muradin really on the defense and nearly threatened to take him down, but then they quickly flipped it on Imperius and dropped him without mercy. 6 kills to 3, and it's another Immortal with a 50% shield now for the Donuts. What a back and forth again. What a back and forth. Immortal's going to travel down to the bottom of the map. They're pushing the top lane out a bit as they're waiting for everything to come together, and now they're going to rotate back down. But at this point, it's a level lead, 6 kills to 3, and yep, they are looking Gucci. So, damage output 32,000 for Vala. Imperius, by the way, is sitting at 28k, so he's not too far behind. Top damage dealer for the blue team. Fort is obviously gone. Duh. Oh, Dino! Yeah, he got out. But that was scary. That was real scary. If your Tracer and Stormbolt hits you and you're not able to dodge it, ooh, you are in real trouble for a few moments. Yeah, there's the side set up. They're trying to go for the fight. Vala gets attacked, but she has Gloom now. Vala has Gloom. That makes it so much harder for those bomb connects to do significant damage. And here comes the Strafe to zone them out even further. The whole idea, of course, being to allow the Immortal to do more work. They're not going to get the keep here, but they can slowly whittle it down. And of course, it's an opportunity for Vala to also get some more stacks together. We have 24 on the level 1 at this point, and they are very close to level 16. One of the reasons why the blue team's chasing. If they can get the fight before 16 kicks in, whew, that would be kind of nice. But that's not happening. Instead, we have the top lane now being attacked. 30k again on the back foot. But it kind of feels like they are, I mean, maybe not comfortable in these situations, but it's not something that gives them too much of a headache. They're just like sitting tight and saying, okay guys, we're just gonna play whatever we have to. And yeah, they're trying to capitalize on level 16. The problem is they don't have it for much longer. But you can steal the camp away. That's actually a good idea. They have enough time for that. Already zoning that out a little bit. I mean, at this point you're committed. At this point you're in it to win it. Yeah, Stormbolt is in. They go away from the bomb. And Masquerade gets murdered. The Stormbolt. They couldn't get the kill. But they got the strafe and they zone him out. But oh boy, that could have been real spicy. If Dequaza dies in that situation, it's definitely going to be the keep at the bottom. But it might still fall. It's a camp moving in after all. And yeah, it's a double camp. So kiss that keep goodbye. That keep is gone. Easy. Nicely done. Keep destroyed. Level 16 talents now for both sides as the next Immortal is coming back up. We're 15 minutes into the game. And it's time. I mean, this could decide everything here. Another big Immortal for the Donuts, and it is lights out for 30k. They're going to lose all map control if this happens. So right now, we got 43,000 for Vala, the damage output. Tyrael is the only one that hasn't died on the blue team side. Tyrael of all people. Talking about him, he gets locked down, but they blow Li Ming up for the third time in this game. And this might just be the beginning of the end. Dequaza, no chance, gets body blocked hard. Masquerade is trying to get away. Ana gets zoned for just a moment. Tracer is trying to get some damage in, but yeah, good luck with that. In the meantime, the rest of the red team is just going for it. They leave Vala to do the damage, and the others are just going to chase. And Ana is dead. Ana is dead. Yeah, she gets caught here. She may be able to run away for a little bit, but not even that happens. So goodbye, Ana. That's kill after kill after kill. 9 kills to 3. Halftime show already won. And Donuts. Oh my god. They are just doing so well right now. It is a bit crazy, really. Like, the series is awesome. And the Donuts, they didn't win the first map. kind of felt that they could have maybe played it a little bit crisper after taking the initial lead, but it was honestly 30k that turned it around with really good decision making and some isolated kills that we saw in Sky Temple. But now this might just be the 2-1 lead for the Donuts if they continue at pace, because this is a big Immortal that is pushing through the top lane now. It will be a 5 versus 5 defense, and there's no level 20 advantage yet, but at the same time we're looking at a keep that is already completely exposed since the wall has been taken down, so this keep is not going to survive. And once it's down, there's catapult pressure 6 days to Sunday. If you get a kill with this one too, you can push for game. Yeah, there's another quick hit, and oh, is this a kill against Stukov? Nah, the Divine Shield is there. The double support is just too powerful right now to keep them alive. They're coordinating the attack well, but look at this. This is an easy double kill right there. A beautiful trap. Stukov set it up, and now they can go for game. This is the moment, guys, just to give you another idea that changed it likely. Look at this. The initial setup is right there, and then Stukov traps them both, and they die. Now they go for core, and this is the big lead in this one. We have another win for the Donuts. Nicely done. The Immortal alone is going to take this one out, as they're still chasing a bit. A 2-1 lead in the best of 5 series in the winner bracket final. Great performance by the red team as we are heading into game number 4. Game on, match point. Match point for the Donuts, everyone. We have Towers of Doom as our 4th map, and the Donuts had a very stellar performance on the last one, Battlefield of Eternity. I gotta admit, my voice is starting to get a bit murdered here, so I hope that until tomorrow everything is gonna be fine. But I'm kind of happy that it's the last match in general. Now we might go to a 5 map, which is totally fine, but a few more best of 5s today would be a bit of an issue, so I definitely need to go to the supermarket and get myself some stuff. Feeling kind of fine, but a little bit itchy on the throat, so yeah. But either way, we got Towers of Doom in. Again, the ban on Zarya. It's always that counter ban against our boy Rutsu on the other side. I mean, it's pretty much the exact ban pattern that we saw on the last map, right? I mean, down to the Stukov ban too. So yeah, there's a Junkbird ban. All right. I mean, Towers of Doom is already going to be a lot of fun. It's always an insane comeback map, so you can never really know which team is going to win. I mean, I guess there's a couple of games, you know, where it's just like such a huge advantage in map control that it's pretty much impossible to come back. But generally, it's always possible to pull it off somehow. Just one team wipe at the end of the game, and all of a sudden we're looking at a very different game if you just get enough bell tower control. So Brightwing comes in as the first pick, already global control for X-Ray and his team. They have been struggling on the last one. They definitely did. They got a bit farmed here by the Donuts. There was a bit of a back and forth in the early in the mid game, but at one point the Donuts just... I mean, they literally just came in and turned up the heat and started crushing. And now we have Muradin and Stukov again. Ixia on Stukov and Lauber with Muradin. It's just time and time again. Lauber comes in with his Muradin. He's like, guys, I don't know. It keeps me alive. Pretty much at some point during the regular season they realized Lauber is always dying early in the game. What if we give him a tank that doesn't die? What if we do that? And the rest of the team was like, oh my god, that is actually a really good idea. We should try that. So they settled for Muradin apparently. And what do you know, it works. And talking about heroes that don't die, Stitches, if he is properly managed, is also pretty tanky. So Masquerade on Stitches. Gorge into Gust, into maybe even Emerald Wind. Are we going to see Emerald Wind here? If they really want to isolate a target, that is definitely what they can do. Alright, so I like that. Masquerade is ready to channel his inner JPL. And I like it. It's the first time that we're seeing Stitches. He got banned a few times. Carrigan gets banned, talking about banning people. And what do you eliminate now? If there was any kind of different set, I would have said, maybe a Nubarak on the other side, because he can drop the cocoon whenever something happened there. But they already have their main tag, they already have their support, so they're not going to go into an Anduin either. But, yep, let's get this started. Last ban of the map. Uther! Yeah, the double support pissed them off a bit on the last map, didn't it? I mean... After they had Divine Shield up, they just saved the targets over and over again, and from that point on it was nearly impossible to kill anybody for 30k. We got double globals too, so it's not only Stitches and the isolation setup that you could go with either Emerald Wind or Mighty Gust, but at the same time you also have a double global for 30k. So they have a lot of map control. Cassia and Leo. The janitor! Oh, Schallsweffer! Okay. Brightwing with the Polymorph after you hook the target in, also kind of important. Ultralisk and Dequasar. You want to have a bit more stun though. Dequasar, we've seen a lot of Imperius previously, but no matter what he picks, it's better be something that can at least stun something out slightly. So that would be kind of nice. Yeah, there's Imperius, as mentioned. And Sylvanas! Okay. Alright, Sylph is in. What is Rutsu playing? What are we gonna get from our boy? Medivh! That can ruin Stitches combos pretty quickly. That's actually a very, very smart one. That is a very, very good pick against what the blue team is trying to do. But does it synergize well enough with theirs? We're gonna find out. Match point for the Donuts against 30k. Let's head into Towers of Doom. Party time on Towers of Doom. X-Ray on Brightwing. Ultralisk playing Falstad. Both heroes suitable for isolation combos. Brightwing, of course, with a Polybomb can also really help to lock a target down. After Stitches with a Patchwork Creation on level 1. Hooks the target, maybe even uses the Gorge. Dequasar with Imperius, also another stun that they have to isolate targets, take them down, and just allow for more damage from heroes like Sylvanas, played by Dino. On the right side, the Donuts with Ixia playing the account Raisin on Stukov. Bang, aka Rutsu on Medivh. We got Laub on Mirrodin, again Swamgrotta on Leo, and Skok is playing Cassia. It is party time. Match point number 1. The Donuts, they have the opportunity to end it here, at least for the day, and move on to the grand final. Now, obviously, this is a double elimination system, which means that if 30k loses, or the Donuts, that is, in a 5-mapper, the loser of the series would not be eliminated of the tournament yet, but would instead drop down into the losers bracket and face off against the Hardos in another best of 5 series, which is going to happen tomorrow. So the rotations are already happening. Obviously, there's some global pressure in the game from 30k as they have Brightwing and also Falstad, and someone that is experiencing that firsthand is Swamgrotta. But the top lane gets attacked. Medivh, fly like an eagle. Just flying around a little bit, double checking what's going on the map, and they are going for Dequasar, and poor Dequasar doesn't stand a chance here. Dequasar gets murdered. Brightwing was trying to come in and help out, but even that didn't work. Now, there is maybe a bit of counter pressure bot side, but it's definitely not enough to make up for that situation. So after initially Leo is the one that gets ganked, the red team looked at it and said, like, you know what? We can do that too. So let's just turn it around against him and body block him into oblivion. Now, on top of this, we now have the easy play for the pumpkins. This is obviously the amazing thing if you have Medivh. He can always just like cheat and go for his map hack here. Just fly around. It's like, I see everything. And then, you know, do they take the camp? Are they trying to isolate us? What are they doing? Masquerade! Juke Master 2000! Look at it! The spray game of the two. Absolutely on point. Masquerade with a thumbs up after he dodges out on the stun. Job well done by him. Nice move. Level 4 abilities kicking in, and this time it is the extra wave glare with a Neil Peasant. Masquerade is getting bullied even further. Brightwing is trying to help him. There's Stukov already. Do they have another stun? Not enough. Not enough, but even the portal is being set up. And Medivh makes it out. Oh boy, in, out. Medivh misclicking apparently a little bit too. And he is at 20 stacks and gets healed, and they're turning it on Dino. 30 hit points. Oh, and instead it's Cassia. What a battle and what a skirmish. Back and forth, left, right the entire time. And then it's Cassia that falls. Jesus. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. I mean, the initial start, it was just... I mean, first Stitches nearly died, and Sylvanas nearly died. All of them are super low. Stormbots are connecting left, right, and center, and then it is instead Cassia that gets eliminated. Just because Stitches is able to land a decent hook on her and pull her back into the battle. Medivh himself also nearly dying, but with the 21 stacks, I would assume that he's going to play this a little bit closer to home now. They get 2 out of the 3 altars, so that's a nice advantage for them. Swamgrotta channels the top through. Shots are connecting on all sides. 32 points against 36. So a small advantage for the Donuts. Nothing crazy. Just the initial lead. And actually, Medivh is not sitting at 20 stacks. My bad. He's sitting at 15 right now. Sorry. Muradin. Another Stormbolt missed over here. Zoning Stormbolt. Just zoning him out a little bit. That's all that he was trying to do here. And Sylvanas is obviously being put into action again at the bot lane in an attempt to take the wall down slightly. So yeah, good for her. And here we go. Here comes the level 7 talent. In this case it's a Serrated Edge. Stitches is also waiting for his 13 so that he gets the baseline activated quickly. And yeah. Cassia. She's sitting at 21 for now. And things are coming down a little bit. Medivh has to sniff out what's happening though. Because this time they're invading and nobody's checking that. Team. They did not check for that at all. And now they're getting caught completely off guard. Hands down. And that's a problem because Skog is barely surviving this one. And we could still see a couple of heroes die. Lauber is also put into a bit of a corner, but they're trying to turn it on Falstad as they're moving in. And Falstad is a bit in trouble. Lauber is moving out, and they're stacking at least, but that's a kill against Imperius. They need to do a little bit more than that, though. The Pumpkins are already lost, and they're aiming for Stitches. Masquerade just has too many hit points, and they're so low. If they're staying too close, then a hook might turn it against them again. So they have to prevent that from happening. It was at least something where the champs on the side of the Donuts could stack a little bit further. So 24 stacks now for Medivh, and 27 for Cassia. With the altar also chased by Raisin, aka Ixia. So another 4 shots fired, but definitely a bit of a weird one here. Hits are in, and there we go. So by now we got 27 stacks for Medivh, 29 for Cassia. I'm trying to go for Ultralisk here. It's 2 kills to 1. It's pretty close when it comes to kills and experience. But at least on the objective, the lead for the Donuts is a little bit significant. Was a good steal though on the camp, but they're coming in for Sylvanas and take her down. And X-Ray gets eliminated. The maze to the face. Well, I guess in this case it's the mob to the face. And Brightwing is down. Only a dead Brightwing is a good Brightwing. Sylvanas also got murdered, and that's level 10 abilities, which would allow them to, I suppose, take the bell tower at the bottom, and that's exactly what they're aiming for. Medivh and Leo are moving around. Leyline is in. And yep, there it is. The Avatar, Entomb, and also the massive shove. Not bragging. And the kill. And they go deeper. They want more. Level 10 versus level 10. They don't care. They want to go for the fight. There's the Gorge. And Portal has already been taken. But a nice shield is helping them. The hook. And a kill. There we have the Emerald Dream. And Medivh is down and loses all of the stacks. Was it worth it? Exactly, I don't think so either. Why dive so deep here? Now we got Ixia attack 2, Stukov is dead, and all of a sudden the Donuts are, well, tied. Like, I don't really know why exactly they went for that particular move. Now they lose everything that they just fought for. They had a lead in experience, gone. They had a lead in kills. Nope. It's also gone. And they had also an advantage through the stacks on heroes like, well, Medivh. And that's also eliminated. So that's a problem. Oh, but that is a really nice Entomb. And that might be the first death of Stitches. Masquerade? Yep, he's dead. And he's not the only one, is he now? Oh, again, Emerald Twin. These isolation plays are not bad. Oh, he's dead again. Medivh dying. And the turns. The gust, the jump. Muradin gets again hit. Brightwing low. Oh, Imperius, the Stormbolt. Dino is also dead, isn't he? Yes! Get mobbed, baby. Oh, Swamkrota, the janitor is coming into play and he takes out the trash, comes in and just cleans house. Now, the Pumpkins are connecting and that might give them control over the bell tower at the bottom again. Absolutely love it. Medivh dying once more. No stacks for him. Stacks for Cassia on the other hand with a 42. They go for the bell tower bot lane. 28 to 36, and we got the altar. Even going for Stitches, trying to murder him once again. Brightwing is helping out. Emerald Wind could of course be a bit of a problem. Keep the mind control of Sylvanas also in mind, which could be another issue. Level 13, that's a slight advantage in talents that they have. And this time they're anchoring the play. Thank you very much. Last time I really didn't get it. Nobody anchored the play, Medivh didn't provide vision, and then they get completely caught off guard as they're trying to go for the pumpkin camp. That was definitely a problem. Now, the altar is still there, and you also have to be careful with the potential hook that could come out. But, yeah, as pumpkins are traveling through the bot lane, eventually the blue team will have to split someone off, and that creates the space for Skog, obviously, to get the channel. And that's 5 shots fired. So they're dropping them down to 23 points now. And that is starting to become a significant lead. It's nothing crazy yet. This is a comeback map. I've been saying it in the draft, and I say it pretty much every single time that we are on this map, because so many of them end up with the team that is initially behind to just turn it in the last third of the game. But right now, there's a lot happening here. I mean, they're traveling topside in an attempt to maybe go for Ultralisk. Boss is obviously up. They're looking for kills. Medivh is providing vision. Everyone for the blue team is now trying to reclaim the bell tower at the bottom. And I don't even know why they're trying to defend. I don't think they can. And Mirrodin is realizing that too as he moves away. And that means they just gave up the bell tower without getting anything out of it. They could have gotten for the boss, for example. They could have traded the boss for the bell tower, but now they don't have that option anymore either. I mean, hindsight is always 20/20, don't get me wrong. But they had the vision there. Lauber with the aggressive jump. Jumps a little bit short. I'm sorry, Gimli. You need a Legolas to throw you a little bit if you want to jump farther than that. 30,000 damage now for Cassia. 22,000 for Sylvanas. Okay. Top side, what do you got? Ultralisk, very safe play. It's all around playing around vision. And Rutzo, of course, he is just sitting in a spot where he knows exactly what's happening. And that is worth a lot in a game like this. So, double altar spawning, top left, top right, normally just a easy peasy trade between the two of them. With the level 13, of course, ready for Masquerade, it also means that his baseline got activated, so now he has the old school fishing hook set up. X-Ray with a B-step! A B-step at the bottom! Nice! And Falset is already getting this one. And I don't know, but at the top, Swamp it's likely going to be interrupted. He knows what's happening. 4 shots are being fired, so those are in. And as the rest of the red team rotates up, the blue team is letting go of the idea that they might contest this one. So 19 to 32 points! And people are getting a little bit cautious here. For 30k, there's a lot on the line, of course. They don't want to drop into the losers bracket. They don't want to go up against the Hardos. They want to advance right away here. But it's difficult. The Hardos are playing this very aggressive as they're looking for another fight. 16 talents, the advantage for the blue team. The red team engages and the blue team gets a talent advantage. It gets negated right here. The ley line is out, already hitting Stitches. Gorge, well, still up. Are they going for it? They're trying to go for the drain. Good drain on Masquerade. There's a bit of a scrappy fight that we have between the two teams. Everybody is just shooting out what they have. The ley line came through. We also had the mind control attempted. Gust was used. But they just split without anyone dying. No real threats here. They're trying as much as they can. Alright, another quick hook. Here we go. And Mirrodin is moving out. They want those fights. They really want them. Lauber. They're looking for this. The mind control. Nicely done through the portal. I like that. Good for portal control. They're hooked the Gorge. That's a kill. That's a kill. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. And, well, just like that, it's a 5 versus 4. Falstad, no Gust for him just now. But there's the next one. Medivh is dead again, losing the stacks. Oh, the donuts. Yeah, they are in trouble now, aren't they? They're just trying to escape here. There's 3 altars on the map too. It's comeback time. It is comeback time. Mirrodin is dead. Ixia is dead too. And that was just nasty. This was the play, by the way. This was the play that set it up. Check it out. Check it out right here. So as all begins, we have first of all the mind control and then into the hook. And that's the play right there. They hook, they gorge, and then they get the first kill. And that is what set all of this up. Beautifully done. The portal comes out, Sylvanas throws out the mind control, connects with the first one. Leo dies now at the top as they're fighting this out, but down at the bottom they're still battling as much as they can. And Skog is of course trying to interrupt. The goal is to get the triple altar. 10 kills to 7, 18 to 16. Bot lane is taken, that's 4 shots fired. Falstad moving to the top left. And up to the top, Cassia gets at least one shot connected. 4 shots fired, 15 to 28. The lead is still there. And they even interrupted the top side. But the lead in experience? That's the real problem. Yeah, that is the real one. It's actually kind of surprising, though, if you think about it. All that 30k pretty much got out of this is a double altar. I mean, to be fair, leading experience obviously counts for a lot, too. 24 to 15, still behind. But that gap is a problem. A big one. Alright, 37,000 for Cassia, 36,000 for Sylvanas. And of course the party continues. With Medivh. I mean, Medivh is not going to get his stacks together. He's just dying too much. He died 3 times already. So that's 3 resets on the baseline. He's back to 1. It just doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. There's pretty much no chance that he completes that anytime soon. Nice Stormbot. I like that. That was a good one. Yeah, already attempting to get the hook connected, but they dodged it. That was a neat move. They already anticipated where she would be. Lauber jumps in, connects the Stormbolt. It doesn't get him much more than that. But now they can go for the pumpkins, anchoring the plays as we speak. Falstad is, of course, utilizing his global. We talked about it during the draft. With double global in the setup, they can control the late game quite nicely. And the Quasar is also sitting in the middle, playing it quite safe. Sylvanas with her level 16, the Will of the Forsaken. If you have unstoppable frames that you can use whenever these CC chains are coming your way, it can be the difference between dying or just surviving. And they're going for the next fight here. Dino has to be careful. Muradin is already on the prowl again. Yeah. And it's clutch. And Falstad, he is unfazed by all of it. He's just pushing topside. And look at the experience. This is exactly what we talked about. It's a double altar phase, and there's a very good chance that 30k gets both of them. The Donuts would love to get 1. If they can get 1, they would just move away and would take the 1. But it's level 20 in just another moment. So all that 30k has to do is buy a little bit of time. And I'm pretty sure they will. Well, they might not. Oh, the interrupt. And there's the 20. Yeah, and here's the fight. The hook. And they're all moving away. Yeah, they gotta give up both. But it was close. It was really close. That could have been it. If they give enough time so that they can make that play, it would be great. It's gonna be 15 to 15 if they take the bell tower too. And why wouldn't they with a level 20 talent? It's an entire level that has to be soaked by the Donuts. So yeah, that talent disadvantage is a problem. And there it is. They got the bell tower. The 5 shots get fired. And with this, we have the tie. It's equalized. They go for the boss on the other hand. There's the hook, but it's only against Leo. That doesn't matter too much. So they get the 4 shots. They went at least for the boss. Nicely done. That was a good move. It was a really good move. Portal is taken again. And they have them to 11 to 15. And of course, a bit of experience comes in with all of this too. It's a nice one. It's a really nice game. 30k could take it. The Donuts, they have the chance to bring it back. Yeah, this is pretty epic, honestly. Are we going to see the 3-1 victory for the Donuts here, or is 30k really going to bring this to the 5th map? With the next objective, it's going to be 20 versus 20. I mean, next objective. Talk about the next 10-15 seconds. Stacks are coming together for Leo on his 16 too. The Mithril Maze is soon going to be completed. And time to party. They have to retake this, of course. But there it is, and Buried Alive is, of course, a massive problem. Buried Alive is insane. Then you have Rewind, you also got the Rock Stop over here. And, well, there's Swamp Garota already. Goes for the Buried Alive against Sylvanas, locks her in. There's the Gorge against Muradin, but that's the end of Imperius. Imperius is already down. Are they gonna get more? The slow Emerald Wind! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I think they can get away. And a couple of pumpkins connected with the core. 3 in total, so 12 to 11. But they can retake now. And Stitches, he's in deep shit. And Brightwing too. Brightwing just teleported to her death, and Stitches is dead as well. Guys, this is too much. They're going for another kill. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. The wind tunnel move from Ultralist, that was so necessary. But that is going to be another 2. They're going to put them down to 3 points on the core. Can they end this? Can they actually end here? Oh, it's going to be so close. I think they can drop them to 1 point at the core, but that's about it. Let me see. They have already... Okay, so they're going for the bottom here. And if they go for the double channel, they're trying to go into the middle. It's 40 seconds. Oh, for Sylvanas. 9 for Imperius. I think they're going to go for the 10 points. 10 points, put them down to a single point on the core, and then try to get that at some point. What a disastrous fight for 30k. Everything fell apart. Oh no, 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 not the stagger death. Not the stagger death. That would be the nightmare. Down at the bottom of the map, he's channeling. He can channel. Why are you even hesitating? They have 11 points, not 12. You can channel that already. Buy a little bit of time. Math is hard. Well, there it is. And now they just need to make sure that they're getting both of the altars. Yeah, but there's the wind tunnel. There's the ley line. Sylvanas isn't here. It's a 4 versus 4 because Stukov isn't there either. He's now making his way in and he's starting to channel. There's the Gorge. Gorge against Stukov. Everybody is low and they kind of blew it here. They kind of blew it. The isolation, and that's a kill. There was zero reason to cancel the channel on the bottom altar. Zero. No reason. No reason whatsoever. They could have channeled with 5 points first and then with 6. Honestly, big mistake. Big mistake by Stukov. If he would have channeled this right away, if he channeled this immediately, he could have already been in the mid lane as the fight started. But nope. And now it's, of course, a game around the bell towers. 5 points to 10. 5 points to 10. Stitches! Brightwing is always going to move in and they have to retreat here. Yeah, they're playing around the portal, but there's the hook. He jumps out once again. They need to be careful. Guys, they're playing a 5 versus 4. What are you doing? What are you doing? The ley line is there. They're buying themselves a little bit more time. But oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 52,000 damage for Cassia. What a game. 53 for Sylvanas. Woo! And bell tower control is, of course, insanely one-sided. And they tried to retake. But it doesn't change the fact that as long as this one is still in the hands of the Donuts, one single altar is all that they need. 11 kills to 11 kills. Unbelievable. 20 minutes in and we have a 5 versus 5. Svamkrota moving out. 66 stacks for Cassia. And they of course go for their own pumpkins now too. Leo is far out. Yeah. And it's a single... Oh my god, the single altar at the bottom of the map, guys. And Falstad can't take this. They can't take this in time. One altar. One altar to rule them all. Who takes it? Is it going to be the Donuts? Are they ending here? Or 30k... Oh, he missed the Entomb. He missed the Buried Alive! And there's the Gust after the mind control. No, not like this. But Svamkrota isolated. The ley line keeps him alive. Brightwing is dead. Brightwing is down. Is this the beginning of the end? Svamkrota is low. The heals are coming out. 5 versus 4. They're coming in once more for the next kill against Imperius. But the hook against Leo. The mob to the face. Imperius is dead. Dino jumping to his death. It has to be the end of this. 3 heroes down. This is game. This is it. With a kill against Falstad. If they get it here, it will be confirmed. They're dropping all of them. 5-man team wipe. They get the entire setup, and that is gonna be the end of it. Trollolololol as they are heading in. Nice performance. Really well played. The Donuts with the 3-1 victory in the winner bracket final against 30k as the blue team drops down into the losers bracket to face off against the Hardos. GG and congratulations.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.